me just share it first. Okay, so yep, I think nobody else in the waiting room. Let's take you through a short introduction. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 11 a.m. webinar. Jin will be walking through with you a specific currency pair for each day. So every Monday we have the Australian and Kiwi dollar, Tuesday the euro, Wednesday the pound, today we have yen and gold. Okay, and lastly Friday we have the Canadian dollar and oil. All right, so just to get a hang of things. Okay, I'm just going to launch a quick poll here, okay, just to get an idea on who is attending for the first time. Okay. Okay, so each day Jin will be taking us through different time frames for the pair that he will be talking about. Okay, the webinar will be very beneficial to long-term as well as short-term traders as he goes through different time frames, and he will also be sharing what he thinks could move prices, some possible trade ideas, and highlighting the potential targets and risks based on the current economy. Okay, but just as a disclaimer, the information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation, but it is solely his opinions and views. So remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. All right, so yep, welcome the three of you who are new. Okay, for a short introduction of myself, my name is Jonathan, and I've known Jin for 4 years. Okay, from started off as a student, and after that, now a business partner. Okay, Jin has helped me and myself and many other students to trade consistently, and also gave me past opportunities in running a business. So Jin runs LCMS Traders, where trainings are conducted, and Forex Briefcase as a managed account service, where he manages about over 7 million USD in AUM. Apart from that, he has also been invited to speak on many stages globally, and I'm sure some of you have caught some of his programs, and that's why you are here. So lastly, I'm just going to launch another poll. Okay, to find out how did you guys get here before I hand over to Jin. Okay, the poll is up. Yeah, I got about 8 responses, about 10 more to go.
Come on, everyone. Let me know where you're coming from. I know some of you might have attended before, and this poll, you do it every day, but you still have to let me know. Oh, meetup group, hey. All right, let's get started as people keep coming in. Thanks for that, John. So just as a reminder, again, this is on Facebook Live. We are on Facebook Live, and this is recorded. So if you can, all of you, jump onto Facebook, give you 30 seconds, jump onto Facebook, get onto my profile, and then help me click share on this Facebook Live. That would be tremendously helpful. And those of you on Facebook Live, I think one of the guys will put in the link for the Zoom link there. We do this currency call every day at 11 o'clock, well, Monday to Fridays at 11 o'clock, walking through different currency pairs to guide you through if you are trading, or even if you're just a investor, or even if you just want to find out more about currencies, right? So this is just a brief introduction about different currency pairs on a daily basis. So today is the last day of April, right? We are still stuck at home, and I'm going to be talking about yen and also gold But before that, I will tell you, we'll have a bit of a chat about what happened earlier this morning, which was the US FOMC news release at 2 a.m. and the press conference at 2:30 a.m. this morning. So just quick show of hands. Well, give me a thumbs up, or if you've got your video on, show of hands. Were you trading the FOMC this morning? Well, one person was, and that's it. Okay, good. Okay, so most of you didn't. Probably a good idea, because especially what I said yesterday, you know, if you weren't trading it, it would be a good idea not to trade it that much. Personally, I stayed up to two something just to catch the news, just to find out what it was all about. What was the news about? What was the statements released? And then after that, I went to bed. Right, so I didn't really trade it. I had some positions put in, they're still running. So I didn't really trade that event, but I did get into some positions there. So what happened at 2 a.m.? Let's get started first. Right, so this is a bit different today, where I'll jump straight into the Forex Factory, the news. Thumbs up if you can see my Forex Factory. Good, thanks for that. So 2 a.m. Forex Factory FOMC statement this morning. Just read, if you want to read the statement, I'll show you the statement here. Let me move that away. Okay, the statement comes up today. You know, you can go into the HTML file. So I did have some questions from some Traders Club members who, and even past students as well, who have been asking me, like, when I read a statement like that, how do I catch and what builds my bias towards forming my bias of whether it's a weaker or stronger US dollar. You know, how I do it is I generally just skim through the first part, because first part is normally just general information, and I catch keywords. So where the committee will monitor the economic outlook, they'll reassess and realize economic conditions to its maximum, you know, keep the 2% inflation, take into account. To support this, they will continue to purchase securities and agency-backed securities, which also means that they're going to continue pumping money into the market. As they pump money into the market, it should stimulate the market activities or investments, but also increase supply of money. As they increase supply of the US dollars, we are likely to see a drop in the value of the US dollar. So likely to see a drop in the value of the US dollar with a stimulating of the economy. So we are likely to see the stock market bounce up again. You know, so that's the main things I caught for this news. And then, so just skimming through that, I just caught those few lines there. Going back into the news, you know, catching headlines alone, you know, US economy faces hard slog from pandemic. Doesn't sound very positive. The statement here, I'm trying to find the statement that I found just then as well. Right, so they're looking at keeping zero rate pledge, medium-term risk. So all this it doesn't sound very positive for the US dollar, right? But as they pump more money into the market, as they're trying to stimulate activity into the stock markets, you could see the stock market increase, while currency is likely to suffer a little bit. Okay, so that was the news that, you know, just quickly catching headlines, catching key points. I formed that bias towards what I plan for my view in terms of the US dollar. So with that, then I start looking into the charts. Okay, so I start looking into the charts. I just flicked over to my US yen chart on the daily time frame. Again, Daniel, give me a thumbs up if you can see my chart. Good. Right, so On the daily time frame, what I reading the news and what I expected to see was a weakening of the U.S. dollar, a slight weakening of the U.S. dollar, which is on the daily time frame here on the US yen chart. I would expect it to be moving lower from this point. So I expect it to be moving lower, well, from this point. And now as it has broken, it seems to have broken the support of the 107.40 level. I'm wondering whether it can go lower because of the news we just saw in the US dollar, right? However, I don't think that it's going to drop straight away, because if it was supposed to drop straight away from the news, because of the news, what we would have seen at this point would be like a drop straight away that way since yesterday. So what I anticipate now is we could probably see a little bit of a bounce back up before that drop down. All right. So on the overall scheme, I still see maybe a downward move, but we do see a little bit of a bounce up before a downward move. Looking at the H4, that looks quite likely as it comes back to test that resistance now, support turn resistance now, before heading lower. We could see that happening, right? Testing before heading lower. Today, I'm going to be a bit more different. I'm going to add in a bit more. I'm going to look at the H1 as well. Oops, let me bring that up. So the H1, it looks like it could come down a little bit. So I'm going to still think of my H4 that, hey, it could go up a little bit more before coming down. So if it does come down, I'm going to ignore it a little bit. I'm going to expect it to maybe rise up maybe about there before possibly heading lower, right? So US yen, on overall scheme of things, we're still looking at it possibly going up a little bit before dropping lower. Any questions so far? Wait, hang on. Daniel's got the summaries going and no questions. All right. So as we look at the different, oh, my throat's gone. As we look at the different yen pairs, okay, so Hosun has a question here. Why will it go up a little bit? Well, Hosun, hang on. Give me a second. Let me just get this. Well, okay, so why I feel that it might go up a little bit is that after the news, as the news came out, we saw some weakening of the US dollar, but we also saw some strength, because as the market starts picking up, as the US market starts picking up, my view is that global investors who wants to invest into the US market, what would they have to do? They have to buy US dollars. So as they buy US dollars to invest into the US stock market, that demand for US dollars is probably going to increase slightly. So that's where we could see a slight increase in value in the US dollar before the overall policy really kicks in. The impact of the overall policy really kicks in to move it back down again. So a bit of a sidetrack view towards why it could go up a little bit. Andy came in and said, hi, Jin, support and resistance drawn on H4 or daily time frame. Okay, so support resistance question, quite technical. Support resistance, usually I would draw on the H4. There is no right or, well, there's no right or wrong answer. There is a very wrong answer though. So you can do H4 or daily time frame. For traders, I would usually suggest H4. It keeps your support resistance relatively realistic in terms. If I could use a better word, I'll find it. But for now, I'll say realistic, because as you trade, you want points or take profit levels that you can achieve quite quickly, and you have trades that you can repeat quite frequently as well. So I would do it on the H4, but I do this currency call on the daily time frame because we also have investors who look at longer term pictures. So they are not so much the buy and repeat and repeat and repeat. They're more like buy, hold, and then leave it for a couple of weeks. So you can, it really depends on your trading style, your capital, your risk appetite as well. So H4 or daily time frame, you can use either one. Reach out and I can work together with you to try and find out which suits you better as well. Tommy's asked a quick question about how often do I change my support resistance. I don't actually change it very often, but what I do is every time I sit down to trade or analyze my charts, then I do adjust my lines as required. So actually one good point I just picked out just then was this line was drawn previously on a daily time frame I think a couple of weeks ago. Right now, a realistic thing to do for this would be to move it down to capture that point because we missed out this point here far on the left side. So if I were to try and capture that point, I might think that it should probably go down to that. Then I would move my support there, right? So quite a couple of you from the Traders Club are asking about support resistance questions. I don't want to bog down this currency call too much with the technical aspects because there are some people here who are not really trading or they get lost in the technical aspects, and we can't go into too much detail in this short call. So we'll do that during a coaching call next Wednesday probably, during a coaching call where we'll go through the details of how to do your support resistance. Sounds good? All right. Okay, so jumping into the Euro Yen. Let me just move that away again. Euro Yen on the daily time frame, if I'm not wrong, the last time I shared was if it breaks below 115.91, we could look to sell. If you sold as it broke below, you could be in about a little bit of a profit or even losing money right now. At this point, I would say if you got into a trade and you're losing, get out of the trade because at this point we have Euro news coming up tonight, and also if we see that the US dollar might start fluctuating, which might impact yen, right? Now we could see some volatility in here, and based on the price action, it looks like it might turn back up from that support level. So my view is if you did sell, probably not worth the risk to hold on to that trade. If you didn't get into a trade, great. I do feel that it might come back up and test this area, although the overall view is still downwards, but in the short to medium term, it could move up a little bit more. All right. So Euro Yen, quite straightforward. Good questions. All right. Pound Yen. I've been sitting there. I've been really interested to get into a Pound Yen trade, but it hasn't really given me much to trade with. It's been sitting there at this level for the past 7 days now, 7 candles, so 7 days now, just hugging that line at 132.86 level. It looks like it is trying to go up a bit. It looks like it's trying to go up a bit, price action indicators is in consolidation now. It looks like it could do that, but that move of 200 pips upwards, my stop loss could be really tight at about 60, 70 pips. So if I were to try for that, let me zoom it in for you, right? If I were to try because of that consolidation, I could keep stop very tight at about 70 pips to try for 200. That's quite a realistic trade to make. Or risk about 70, 80 pips to try and make about 150. Still realistic and still possible as well. So pound yen is probably something that you want to, if you want to take a little bit of a higher risk approach to this trade or to your trades, I could think of a straddle, you know, so a buy order, a sell order, see which one hits to with your stops quite tight as well for that potential upward move, break upwards or the break downwards, right? So this is going to be a bit of a riskier trade on the daily time frame, you know, as it breaks out of this consolidation. Think of a straddle. So on the smaller time frame, it still shows me the same thing. Definitely straddle would have, those would be your trigger points between the two straddles. If you're gonna have asked me a question about a straddle, if I remember, I will go through it in more detail on Monday during our weekly call on Monday. I will not go through it now because straddles are complicated and I can't do it in the next 5 minutes, right? So I'll tell you more about straddles on a Monday Monday night call with me at 9 o'clock. Okay. Any other questions about the US yen, the Euro yen, or the pound yen? Everyone looks like I've lost them already. Tommy, I'm not going to go through Euro Aussie because today is Yen Day. Today is Yen Day. Yen and gold. All right. So I think last time someone asked me about Aussie yen. I don't normally trade Aussie yen. I'll do a very quick one on that. I don't know whether that person is still on this call or not. Aussie yen, we said that it might go down before heading lower. It did go down, didn't break that support level strongly, so it's bounced off again. So that trade, I would say now is invalid. So just take that away just to make it more clear. Aussie yen, you know, it might go up. It might continue up towards the resistance there, but no real drivers for it to move up or down. I would say naturally it will continue up a little bit more to test that resistance before possibly coming lower again. No real conviction in terms of direction for the Aussie yen. All right. Okay. Then lastly, gold. Gold, XAU USD. The last time I shared, let me just move that one away. Okay, the last time I shared about gold, I said that if it broke above 1730, it could go higher. It didn't. It didn't break above 1730, so it didn't go higher. It did come down and test. So we also said that if it doesn't, it could come back down and test the 1692.80 before possibly going back up and breaking through that level. Andy, you're the gold guy, you're mining of gold. So you're asking me long-term gold price expectations. At this point, I think that we're going to sit in this consolidative range for a little bit. I do feel that it could go up a little bit more, possibly towards the 1,800 level. It could go up a little bit more towards the 1,800 level on condition that it does break above this current resistance at 1730. Right, so it has to break above that level before we could see the 1,800 level. Okay. Good, good, good. Any other questions? No? All good? All right. So I'll do a quick sharing of so I've mentioned a couple of times, the coaching call, the Monday calls. What we do is we have LCMS Traders Club, right? So a lot of our club members are here, so I'll go through this really quickly. LCMS Traders Club is a private group where we have, Tommy's been asking a lot of questions, so Tommy's been putting in his support resistance lines, looking to get that checked so you can ask your questions there. Our currency call is there. Any news or information we find, we'll put in there as well. Every day I do a 11 a.m. currency call. We also have a Facebook Live for the group where we do a quick update at 9 o'clock every night. We do a quick update of how the currency call ideas are still valid or not. So there's a quick update when you start trading at night. We have our Wednesday coaching calls. So coaching calls are what we go in detail about how to trade, how to apply different strategies, what to do in your charts, how to test your analysis. A couple of you came in from the Telegram channel where we send you free trade signals. So Daniel fires out the free trade signals. In the LCMS Traders Club, we also give you the analysis behind the signals. So why we're entering a trade, the logic behind the news driving those trades, right? Not just that, we also tell you why we get out of a trade, when to hold on to a trade, and when to get out of a trade. So for example, pound yen that Daniel sent out yesterday, right? Sell pound yen at this price, stop loss, take profits 1, 2, and 3. A lot of times when you are looking at the signal, you're going to go, oh, wait, take profit 1. Should I get out or should I hold? The analysis is here where we tell you to hold through to TP2. And then when it goes to TP2, the analysis again, it says hold to TP3. And then when it gets to TP3, obviously get out, because there's volatility coming with FOMC. So there's a lot more information, a lot more guidance to the trade signals. Is not just about a signal. It's all the information telling you when to get out of a trade at take profits level 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Coaching calls are done by Jonathan and Daniel. We have our analysis, watch list, blog analysis, all there. So if you're interested in joining the LCMS Traders Club, go onto Facebook, search for us on LCMS Traders Club on Facebook. It is $49 a month to join. You can quit anytime you want at $49 a month, or you can join for 1 year at $199. Right? So $49 a month, quit anytime you want, or $199 for a whole year, and that's it. One-time payment per year, right? So no brainer I would say it's $199 for a year. Join up. A lot of times I would suggest is you ask questions in the group. When you're trading alone at home, you're sitting there, you're going, I'm not sure whether this is a great trade to be looking for or not, to be looking at or not. You could screenshot that, put it in, and then we can give you our feedback in terms of whether it's a good trade, what should you be looking out for to consider your risk reward, or it's a counter trend trade, maybe it's too high risk, saving you from that potential loss that you might encounter in your trades. All right, so that's the quick updates I had to share with you in terms of the yen, US yen, the euro yen, the pound yen. Pound yen is going to be very interesting with a possible straddle opportunity happening there. Gold is probably going to sit there or consolidate or retrace a little bit, looking for it to break above the 1730 level. I still think that 1800 is in reach, but it needs to break above the 1730 level. And then for those of you who are not on Traders Club, join. It's as simple as that. If you want to be successful in your trading, join Traders Club. All right. I'll hand it back to John.
All right, man. Thanks, Jin, for your insights on yen and gold. I hope you guys found it beneficial. Yeah, I just launched a poll as a usual feedback on how you find the session. Okay, and for those of you who would like to listen back on this currency call, okay, it will be uploaded in the club for your viewing. Okay, and tonight Kenneth will be going through an update at 9 p.m. Okay, on how today's movements have impacted or has played out according to what we have just spoke about. Okay, and tomorrow we will be going through US CAD and all. So please look forward to you guys tuning in tomorrow. So yep, let's help me with the poll and see you guys.
23 of you here. There's only 14 who responded to the poll. Come on, I need another 9 more of you. My math is right. Yeah, 9 more. Good, 15. 8 more. All right, so as you keep voting and as you respond to my chat, look at the chat and respond there. Tomorrow we'll be looking, I think John said that, tomorrow we'll be looking at the CAD, so a little bit of oil. Tomorrow is May Day, so we are still working, although it's a holiday, so no excuse, you should be online. What you can also do is you can help me tell people about this currency call and get them to join. It is free, it's good information, I hope. So we can get more people on that. Si-Yun is on the case. She's asking me about tonight's live trading session. It is on. All right, tonight at 8:30, the live trading session is on, only for Traders Club members. I'll put up the link in the group. The live trading session is on at 8:30. This is where you will see me trade live on my account. You can choose to follow the trade. I suggest not to, but you can. But you see me walk through my thought process as I enter my trades on the trading accounts. All right, it will not be for the MEM. So MEM account holders, don't worry, I'll not be trading the MEM during that time. I will be trading my own personal account then. All right. Good. So I'll see you, those Trader Club members, I'll see you all at 8:30. We'll trade live together. And those of you who are not Trader Club members, we'll see you next time in Traders Club. If not, we'll catch you tomorrow, currency call at 11 o'clock. All right. Thank you all so much. Take care. Trade safe. See you soon.